Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Tony Milliken. Please forgive me. I don't know why I find it so amusing to start videos that way, but while it amuses me, I might carry on doing it. Yes, so Annie asked me a question about changing jobs, new processes, new people, etc. And I figured I would do a quick video and explain what I would probably do around that situation, or what I would recommend you do. So first and foremost, jumping straight in, congratulations. It sounds like you've got a new job or a new career on the horizon. So first of all, winning, well done. Congratulations. And secondly, what I would recommend is grab yourself a tea, a coffee, a wine, a milkshake, whatever it is that floats your boat at the time. Grab yourself a bit of paper. It doesn't necessarily have to be eons, you know, it can be a sheet of A4. Split it into two halves. And first and foremost, start by making a bit of a scribble of why it is you're leaving your old job or your old career. So without going into too much detail, you know, what is it you're moving away from and why? Just in short summary. Could be, I hate my boss, could be, it was too busy, could be, I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, and then I want you to write down what you enjoyed, what lit you up, what it was that on a daily or weekly basis you looked forward to doing out of the job, because you know in every job there are potentially elements you enjoy and don't enjoy so much. What did you enjoy? Then what you didn't enjoy, what you really don't want to be doing in any future job. So whether that was team working, whether it was presenting in front of people, you know, the things you really didn't like, get those down on paper. Then I want you to write down what you learned, what your biggest learnings were, you know, any challenges that you overcame. And again, keep it short and sweet, you know. I learned not to want to punch my colleagues in the face while they make me bad coffee. Bad example, but you know what I mean. Okay, and then what skills you're going to be transferring, what you're going to be bringing forward. So any learnings, anywhere you grew that you can take forward. So for example, if you learned how to be a beast at spreadsheets, for example, in your last job, you can take that forward if you need to. If actually your new job is going to be grooming dogs, then you wouldn't. But you see where I'm going with this. Okay, and then lastly, bring to mind a couple of things that you definitely won't be taking forward, whether that's experiences, whether it's situations that were unpleasant, whether it was relationships that didn't work out for whatever reason, just all the stuff you can leave behind. Okay, so a bit of a dissection of the old. Then I want you to look at your new job or your new career. You know, why have you chosen it? Okay, which of your core values does it fulfill? And if you've never thought about what your values are or know what they are, then drop me a line or, you know, give me a bell and I'll help you elicit your values so you know actually the things that do light you up, the things that drive you. Because once you know what they are, it's interesting how all of a sudden the decisions you make will gravitate towards things that fulfill them. You know, once you know what the tank is, you know, each of the different values, that you can start replenishing them when you know what they are. If you can't identify them, how do you know what to put in them, if that makes sense? So yeah, so get down some of the values that this new job is going to meet of yours, or that you feel it will meet of yours. Don't know values? Tap me up. What you hope to contribute to this new job or new career, whatever it might be. What it is that you feel that you can bring to the table. Okay, get that down, short and sweet. Then what you hope to gain from it, apart from money, because I'm assuming it's rewarded. If it's not, then fine. But anyway, money, whether it be learning, whether it be increasing your skill set, you know, whatever it might be, what do you hope to gain from it? Okay, and then I want you to just choose one thing which is the biggest learning from your old job or career that you will take forward and utilise in your new job or career. So that basically comes from somewhere where you've made the most growth because you've learnt from something that perhaps wasn't so good or wasn't, you know, didn't go so well. That learning, you're not going to let it happen again because you're going to hold on to it like wildfire, because that has helped you to grow and become stronger. So get that down on paper, okay? Then what I want you to do is to sit and look at the old and look at the new and just see, actually based on that information, you know, how is that all feeling? Is it feeling good? Is it feeling in alignment? Are you thinking, yeah, I've identified why I'm leaving the old, I've identified why I'm moving towards the new, and I feel good about that, it all feels right, okay? If it doesn't, contact me, phone, message, whatever. Let's have a chat and see actually why that's not marrying up, because, you know, in theory, it's only putting onto paper what you've already decided, right? And if not, hopefully it'll help flush up some of the things. Now, kind of to me, providing that's all in balance, we'll assume that's all in balance and that's all hunky-dory. Without knowing how you obtained this new job or this new career, my question to you would be, did you interview your new boss or your new team or your new organisation? And I ask that because I think one of the biggest weaknesses of anybody job hunting nowadays is that people go, oh, there's a job, let's just say it is for a service desk analyst, and they come along, hi, I know how to use Microsoft Office and SQL and all of it. It's been years since I worked on a service desk, so I have all these skills. Yes. Oh, my strengths, my weaknesses. Yeah, what can I do? Oh, that's how I'd. Yeah. And they are interviewed, and they're interviewed, and the employer says, oh yeah, I like you, I'm going to offer you a job. So let's say it's Joe Bloggs. Joe Bloggs turns up to work day one and sits down and says, right, I can do the job, okay. And then he realises that the management style of those around him really doesn't work. You know, it grates against his being. His values are out of alignment. His, just he dreads going into work because people are angry. There's an oppression atmosphere. It's not an environment of learning and growth and sharing. It's one of blame and expectation. Let's say there is no way to speak up about problems. There's no upward, oh, actually, this isn't working. Can I improve this? There's none of that. So all of a sudden, Joe Bloggs is going, I hate this job. I can do this job very easily, standing on my head, but I hate this job. This is awful. Everything about it is awful. And that typically comes about because people don't interview the interviewer. When you go for a job, you go for it for a particular reason. And you know that you can do the job, or at least you believe you can, that's why you're going to do it. What's essential at that point is to make sure that that employer, that boss, that person, that organisation is a good fit for you and you to interview them. So what I'm trying to get at is, if that hasn't already happened, and if you believe you can do the job and you like the organisation, but really you haven't quite got a feel yet for how that dynamic's going to work, what I would highly recommend you to do is, in some way, when you start, is to angle yourself to have a meeting or a sit down or a cup of coffee with whoever it was that either employed you, if they are going to be your manager, or your manager if that wasn't the case, and sit and have a chat about, right, I'm here, you've employed me, that's great, you obviously like me, that's fantastic. So, now that I'm here, I would like to understand how this is going to work. If you've got a probation period, how is that going to work? If I feel that I'm not doing so well because of XYZ, what's my channel to verbalise that? Because I will want to verbalise it very quickly, because 3 months isn't a particularly long time. Let's just say it's a 3-month probation. That's not a very long period of time. So if there's problems in it that appear within the first week, you don't want to wait until 7-8 weeks in to be talking about them, because then you don't know whether the organisation will ever fix them. If the leopards can change their spots. So I would recommend, opening the doors and going, hi, okay, I'm here. This is who I am. This is how I work. If I feel that things are going really well, I will share that with you. If I feel things aren't going so well, I would like to share them with you. How do I share them? Do I do it in person, by phone? Do I send a message? If I want to have regular check-ins to see how I'm doing, can I do that? How can I learn the most in the 3 months that I'm here so I can really get a well-rounded experience? Could I possibly sit for an hour with other departments, other teams, again, depending on the job, of course, so that you can see the journey? So I'll use the service desk as an example. In a service desk, you have the frontline support where people, hello, how can I help you? Blah, 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 reboot. We all jest. And then, of course, you've got second line support, you've got third line support. There's this whole structure behind the service desk. If I was going to start in today's day and age and say, right, I'm going to work on a service desk, first thing I'd do is go, right, okay, as part of my induction process, I want to go and spend an hour or two working with the second line support and the third line support. And people might look at you like, why on earth would you need to do that? Well, for me, I need to understand who I'm speaking to. I want to meet them. I want to put a name to a face. I want to understand their frustrations. I want to understand what it is I need to do for them to make them happy. Because if I don't get to see that, I can start in a role, instantly narc off level 2, level 3 in an instant by doing something that, nobody's told me because ran out of storage, rookie fail, now rectified. Anyway, so I was rambling on a little bit. In summary, make sure that you open lines of communication with your new boss, your new manager, your new organisation. communicate with them how you want to communicate in 6 months' time, in 12 months' time, in 10 years' time. Start as you mean to go on. Don't start with a mask. This is who I am behind here. I'm just going to be this for a minute. No, be who you are from day one. If you're not entirely sure who you are at day one, again, drop me a line. I can help you figure that out. But yes, so just to summarise, look at where you're moving from, where you're moving to, the lessons that you're going to take forward, interviewing your new boss, and I feel like that way you're starting off on the right foot. You're starting off being you, you're starting off with your lessons, with what you want from this role, with what you can bring to this role, completely the right headspace, letting go of the past. And if you need help with any of that process whatsoever, you know where I am.